What's up YouTube? Na-trill lifting Sal here. This video I'm going to talk about the two different ways that Na-trill lifters train. It's kind of veering more toward the intensity training, which is intensity meaning heavy weight, low reps to failure. And then you got the hypertrophy way. And I want to emphasize more on being a natural lifter and lifting intense. Why I think it's a better route for a natural lifter or bodybuilder. And the reason why is when you're natural, it's more science to it. You have to you want to have your body producing more hormones over time. So the way that works for a natural person is you got to put your body under load. You got to recruit a bunch of fibers at once. The more force and pressure your body is under at one time, the more your body adjusts to whatever you do to it. So if you're doing bent over rows and you're doing low reps, 4 to 7 reps, and you're really pushing yourself on them last few reps, you know, your body is going to adjust to it. It's going to get accustomed to that weight over time. It's not going to be right away, but it's going to be over time, and you'll slowly get stronger. Versus the hypertrophy, you get more of a pump. And the reason I'm talking about this too is because most lifters and bodybuilders, they bulk and they cut. They bulk and they cut. When you bulk, it's easy to get strong both ways, hypertrophy way and the intense lifting way. Now when you cut, it's a different story. When you cut and you're lifting with intensity, you maintain more of the muscle fibers than you would if you were cutting and you're training for hypertrophy. Because training intense, it's not really, you're not getting that big right away. The first 3 years you're not going to be getting that big, but you're going to be building dense muscle fiber. You're going to be building dense fibers. So versus the hypertrophy way, which is more of like a pump. It's like muscle, but it's fluffy muscle. It's I can't explain it. It's you know, it's just it's swollen, you know. So when you work out, you get that pump, but then, you know, it kind of goes away after. That's why when you train with the hypertrophy way, I mean the intense way, and you get lean, you look more grainy, more hard when you lose all the fat. You know, you keep that muscle shape, and it becomes dense and hard. That's why the longer you train like that, the longer you train with intensity, the better your body looks over time. Versus the hypertrophy way, when you start to cut, man, you lose a lot of that muscle. You lose water. You lose fat and everything, but a lot of your muscle is gonna go. And when you train with intensity, the fat goes and you maintain that muscle, which is probably not that big of a muscle, but it stays because you're training intense. You're putting your body under that load, which you're pushing your hormone levels up, because your body's like, what the fuck is going on? I need to maintain as much hormones in my body to adjust to lifting all this weight without taking in all this fuel. So that's the difference, because your body does not, when you lose fat, your body does not want to hold on to muscle for shit when you're natural. So that's my little opinion on that, and that's why I train with intensity all the time versus hypertrophy, because a lot of the science that came out with the hypertrophy concept, which was 8 to 12 reps, you know, or higher, was you know, the fitness industry started. Well, the whole bodybuilding scene, you know, started with the science of already people taking those steroids and stuff like that, or at least when it got mainstream. And they didn't really talk about the steroids back then, so the science stayed the same in the textbooks all the way for like about 30 years, from like the 70s to 90s. or early 2000s. Then now the science is starting to change, and people are starting to get the idea that intense training is the way to go if you're a natural athlete, and that's very important to understand, because if you're looking at all these other guys and you're using their science and you're natural and they're not natural, it's going to throw you off, and you're not going to get the results you're expecting. You're going to want to get results as fast as them, and the science is just different, like I said. So that's it on this video. Keep it real, keep it natural, and I'll see you next time.